I can hear Mark's mic going there. So folks, the first of our senior auction finalists from Sumich Estate Agents and Auctioneers, please welcome Mark Sumich.
Well, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to Remuera for our midwinter auction. It is New Zealand's biggest suburb, and today we sell essentially its epicentre. My name is Mark Sumich and I'm here today on behalf of the team at Sumich Estate Agents. Thanks very much to the owners for giving us the opportunity to get about our work. I'm going to run through some of the terms and conditions of today's auction. I'll give you a brief rundown of what we've got up for offer, and then we'll kick into proceedings immediately afterwards. So to your contract, I take here today on behalf of W.J. Oliver and M.L.O. Williams. We're selling their property at 1 Glenbrook Street, Remuera, Auckland. And this is an undivided half share at 1,164 square metres of land, more or less being lot 1, DP 159099. There's a cross lease in place under C 680125.3 and flat 1 carport 1 on DP 162271. A whole lot of words, a whole lot of numbers. We're selling you today a cross-lease title, ladies and gentlemen, 97D, folio 578 in the North Auckland Registry. Now we sell today the exclusive use of the grounds and the residence, along with the stove, any fixed floor coverings, all blinds, drapes and light fittings. You can have the sound system, that's included, and you can have all gas heating accoutrements, but you can't have any of the potted plants. No, they're moving on. The good news for you, however, is that we're offering you vacant possession on this property, and settlement is set for the 31st of July 2011. If you don't settle on that date, you will, however, be burdened with penalty interest at 14% per annum, so avoid that at all costs. Inevitably today, all bids will include GST, so what you bid is pretty much what you end up paying for the property. Now, the owners have given me a written reserve figure. I'm not at liberty to disclose that to you, no. But subject to it being reached here today, the highest bidder will in fact be the purchaser. In the event of a disputed bid, I will put the property up again at the last undisputed figure, and the auctioneer today may refuse any bid. Now we prefer you don't retract your bids, and if at any stage today I need to place a bid on the owner's behalf, I'll alert you to that immediately so there's no confusion whatsoever. If you are the buyer here today, and you are bidding, as you know, under the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand Code of Ethics, then you'll be obliged to do two things. Firstly, you'll need to sign the contract, thereby acknowledging receipt of the appropriate agreements guide. And the second thing is you'll need to pay a mere, I say a mere, 10% deposit. I'm not sure whether there's cash in that bag there, but we're happy to take that. I won't be responsible for counting it, but of course a personal cheque will suffice. Now I'd like to assume that you've read this documentation, that you understand it, and that you're bidding on these terms here today. May I make that assumption? Jolly good, the people even nodding here. Over 100 years of age and still pretty. To right. Absolutely. But, I say this, despite the impressive hallway width, the imperious stud height, the majestic Kauri flooring, and those stunning stained windows, the question was, from road frontage, is it just another cold drafty villa? Alas, my owners of some 15 years, well, they have transformed the charm of the period home into a pragmatic, ladies and gentlemen, I say pragmatic, townhouse alternative, and they've done it with quite staggering flair. From the gallery and third bedroom upstairs, with the roof cavity storage that we all yearn for, and the peep, I say the peep out to Hobson Bay in the far corner. This is an inspiring makeover, without any compromises whatsoever, no. The utility areas are quite simply blemish-free. I'm sure you've seen some of those on our montage. While the hub to the rear of the home is sympathetically featuring, ladies and gentlemen, both imposing bookshelving, and I love to see a good book in a home, and that is the perfect riposte, I say the perfect riposte, to the coziness of the hearth and the underfloor heating. Now the seamless transition, ladies and gentlemen, through the bifolds as you ease out to the preferred north side has seen the decking become the precursor to what is now a natural amphitheatre in the backyard. Not difficult to imagine you and your family's lives unfolding very, very easily here in Glenbrook Street. The grounds are manicured within an inch of their life. However, even on a dark, cold Auckland winter's day, there was enough foliage, ladies and gentlemen, as what remained of the last monarch butterfly chrysalis sat there, doing its best, trying hard, its future one of doom. Folks, you are securing the very best type of cross lease you can with no shared grounds. You have unparalleled garaging, and this should all instill you with plenty of confidence to up sticks and ensconce yourself deep in the heart of the bluest of blue chip real estate in our great city, as of right access to plenty of the country's very best schools. This is a no-brainer, ladies and gentlemen. What is this property worth here today? I'm in your hands. Anyone to go at Glenbrook Street? Yes, sir.
If the property is damaged by earthquake before settlement, where's that going to leave me as the new owner?
Prior to settlement?
Prior.
Right, certainly, so there's no issues with that. If it is beyond hope, you can have your deposit refunded in its entirety. If you see it's sufficient that you could move in there with insurance to cover the facilities that have been troubled and rectified, then you can settle less that amount. But all rights are there for you, sir, to be absolutely sure you're securing what you want to buy when you bid with confidence here today. You're intending to have a crack?
Get on with it, 500.
5, but low. All right, we'll run with that. 500,000. Somebody give you $1 million to keep it moving there. Gentleman behind you might have something to say about that at $500,000. Cheeky, but we love it at $500,000. Anybody got me $1 million here right now? Do I say $1 million? Surely, ladies and gentlemen, as we approach land value in this part of town at $500,000, I'm fairly bid with an optimist here in the middle. In or out now at $1 million. Surely, once then to put another half on top, twice at $500,000. I bid it away now. Third and final call at that level. Nothing further in the room. You surprise me at these sort of levels. At $1 million, my retort to you, sir, on behalf of the owner at $1 million, is at $1.5 million. I'm in your hands right now, but at $1 million, it's my bid on my owner's behalf. I bid it now. Do I hear 1.5 anywhere in the room? You bid me now, surely. First call at $1 million. Pardon me?
1.4.
1.4, lovely move, sir. I'm liking it. At 1.4, still, and 50, 1.45 now, 1.5, I assume, sir. At $1.5 million, there another 50 here. 1.56 now. 1,600,000, 3 inch, give you plenty of confidence. 1650 behind you now. At 1.65 and another nudge to get you to 1.7, sir. At 1,650,000 for the prime piece of Glenbrook Street, ladies and gentlemen, adjacent to the Golden Mile, as you know it. At 1,650,000, a bit away now. Once, twice at 1,650,000, do I say 7? It's again you, sir, and you spent nothing yet. Not one dime. At 1,650,000, I go there now. Third and final call.
25.
Why not? 1.675 it is, and I'll oblige you of a similar increment if you like, sir. Do I say 1.7? Surely you'd see some upside at that. In behind, it's good when the two bidders sit together. 1,700,000 it is. I'm going to say 25 on top of that for you, sir. But at $1,700,000.
Auctioneer, I've just been told by this bloke next to me that he can live with a side agreement, that he can have a longer settlement and only needs to pay a 5% deposit. Why was my offer this too?
Well, sir, he actually hasn't got that.
Well, you just told me he had.
It's called gamesmanship, sir. Everybody's trying to get the heads up here and an advantage. He doesn't have that. My instructions are very clear. Would you like me to ask my owner whether something that's similar to that could be arranged, and if in fact it is? Would you like me to? Well, sure, I can't even confirm one way or the other that he has that, but if you'd like me to consult and check that for you, I will. Would you like me to? Would you like to bid another 25,000? You would? 1,700,000 to bid. Is there another quarter in the room here now? At 1725 it is. At 1,725,000, and surely there's 1 3/4. There is $1.75 million in the room for Glenbrook, ladies and gentlemen. It's not number one for some reason, for any reason. It's number one because it's the best in the street. You know, it's at 1 3/4 million. Do I say 1775? You bid me now. The one with another quarter, it's here. At 1,775,000 and 1.8 makes sense, sir. Get there first and give yourself a psychological edge. At 1,775,000, you bid it now. First call at that level. Twice for your premium real estate in the bluest of blue chip at 1.775. Do I say 1.8? Going now. Third and final call. 1785. 1,785,000. Sir, I'd love you to get to 1.8 for me. Do it now or here. Time your run beautifully if you can now. At 1,785,000 to the rear, and 1.8 it is. At 1,800,000.
No, 1,795.
Fine, no problem. What about a little nudge past that? At 1,805,000. At 1,795,000. I'm fair bit off it now and looking for 1.805. You want now? First call at 1,795,000.
I'm going to go. I can't do this. My wife's going to kill me.
Assuming you'd like to withdraw your bid, sir. May I make that assumption? He doesn't want to withdraw his bid. All right, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am able, in fact, to sign a contract on somebody's behalf, if in fact he does leave the room and leave the auction, so I'm entitled to do that. Not that I'm in any danger of having to do it at the moment, because we haven't reached a reserve, so if you'd like to help me out, at 1,795,000, I'm still looking for 1.805 if you have it in here. I'm not restricting the bidding to just the three of you. It does seem that way, but I'm not ruling anybody else out. At 1,795,000, the gentleman I see he hasn't actually left yet. First call at that level. The mere 10% deposit today, and you've got 6 weeks to tidy up your affairs and come up with a moolah. At 1,795,000, twice.
1.8.
Good bid, sir. Like your timing, it's exquisite. At 1.8, I'll oblige you with a nudge for 5,000 if you'd like as well, sir. At 1,800,000, how are you travelling over there? Not that good, he's vanished. 1.8 is the money in the middle here. Is there another 5 in the room? First call, 1,800,000. Twice then as I chased down a mere 5,000, sir. This might be something special for you. You're on the cusp of it. A life-changing event to get yourself into Glenbrook Street. At 1.8, I go there twice, chasing down 5,000. Third and final call at the 1.8. Well, sir, my instructions are very clear for my owners. I'm to sell the property at this level or more.
10.
181. All the keys going to the gentleman behind you at the moment, sir. 20. 1,820,000 the bid. 25, you heard him. And 30, I'd say. 1,835,000 behind you. 1.835 the money. Where's my friend over here? So you're not out of it yet, but don't even be slightly confused. I'm going to knock it down to the one of another bid. At 1,835,000 it goes at Glenbrook. What's 40. And 5, sir. A prompt retort's the way to do this. Make it 10, show them who's in charge. At 1,840,000, bid it away. Once, twice, for the best part of 1,160 odd square metres. You with me or not? Surely, at 1,840,000, third and final call. I won't take a late bid. Once the paper hits the hand, it's all over. So how are you going? You out with me? Through the back here. So you'll be the arbiter of value here today. Is it 1.84? Is it any more? It doesn't seem like it's any more. It's going now, and it's sold to you, sir. Congratulations. Well done. Commiserations in behind you. I appreciate the effort, and sir, I don't quite know what to say to you, but thank you very much for your attendance here today.